Hi everyone. Our next topic is dying declaration. So what is dying declaration? Dying declaration is a statement written or oral made by a person who is dying as a result of some unnatural or unlawful act. And this is enacted in section 32 of Indian Evidence Act. It states that section 32 of Indian Evidence Act states that when the statement was made by a person as to the cause of his or her death or as to any of the circumstances of this transaction which result in his or her death, in case which the cause of that person's death comes into question, such a statement written or verbal made by a person who is dead is itself a relevant fact. So, what is dying declaration? Dying declaration is enacted in section 32 of Indian Evidence Act, and we can say that dying declaration is a statement made by a person who is on the verge of dying as a result of some unnatural or unlawful causes. This provision has been made by the legislature for probably on two grounds. Why they are taking dying declaration as an evidence? Because one thing is that since the victim being generally the only eyewitness to the happening, that is, for example, for a rape case or a like a sexual assault case, the victim is alive but in a critical condition. The police or the investigating officer will come there and take his or take her statement. That time he will tell only the truth because he is the person who was there at the crime scene and she suffered a lot. So she knows that who raped her or mm, who tried to assault her and all such things. She is the only person who can tell everything. So because of that, they are taking this dying declaration as an evidence. Then the sense of impending death, which creates a sanction equal to the obligation of an oath. Another thing is that if a person is going to die, he will tell that they will think that he will tell only the truth because the person is anyway going to die and he wants to make others know that what is the reason behind his death or his or her death, so that he will tell only the truth. In these two grounds, the legislature takes the dying declaration as a powerful evidence. The thing is that the person should die after the, like if he is alive, this dying declaration is of no value, and if the person died, then they will take this dying declaration as an evidence. Then a person who is about to die will not lie, and truth sits on the lips of a person who is about to die. So these are the two grounds that legislature is taking dying declaration as an evidence. Then dying declaration is called as letter mortem, and this means word said before death. So dying declaration is the word or the statement said before death. It is, the term is called letter mortem. Then if the dying declaration is incomplete, that is, if the person dies before finishing completing the statement, then that is called an incomplete dying declaration. So this dying declaration is inadmissible. The court will not admit this kind of incomplete dying declaration because we don't know what he tried to uh, add to his statement. To complete his statement, we don't know what are the things he tried to tell. So no one can add the things. It is not deceased, it is deceased. So an incomplete dying declaration is inadmissible, and when the person making the declaration dies before the completion of his statement, no one can tell what the deceased was about to add. So the court will not accept this as a evidence. Then, if more than one dying declaration is there, when more than dying declaration is there of the same person, they should be read as one. They should be read as one. And if and the same statement for proper appreciation of the value, if they differ from each other on material aspects, the effort should be made to see if they could be reconciled, or like again if they can tell the same thing, they will take that one. So what we said, incomplete dying declaration, it is not admissible in court because we don't know what he tried to add when before his death, we don't know what he tried to add. Then more than one dying declaration is there, they should be read as one. Then dying declaration can be maybe in the following forms, like it can be written form, it can be verbal form, or it can be signed form. In written form, like if the person is able to write, he can write and give the thing in his own handwriting. And in verbal form, he can speak, and the other person, the doctor or the police officer, they can write it. And gestures and sign, if he is not able to speak, he can use gestures and sign form also. And then recording of dying declaration. What are the things they have to take care while recording the dying declaration? So the fitness of the declarant to make the statement should be got examined, and the statement of the declarant should be in the form of a simple narrative form. Then the signature or the thumb impression of the declarant to be obtained in token of the correctness of the statement. When in the opinion of the doctor death is imminent, the statement may be recorded by the doctor or the police officer without losing time in waiting for the magistrate. So what does it telling means, before taking the dying declaration, the fitness of the declarant should be noted. They have to note, the doctors has to note whether he is fit for speaking, or whether he is fit to see the police officer, and if at all any disturbance should not cause to the declarant. Then the statement should be in the form of simple narrative form, and after taking the statement, the investigating officer should take the signature or either thumb impression. Then if at all the magistrate is not available, even the doctors or the police officer can take the dying declaration. Then the statement should be free and spontaneous without any prompting, suggestion, or aid from any other person. So the when recording the dying declaration, the victim should tell whatever is coming from his mind, and there should be no if at all some words are not clear, or something like that, no one should prompt it, or there should be like no one should force him to tell like that. It should come free and spontaneous from his mind. Then whether the statement is a doctor uh, recorded by a doctor or a police officer, it shall so far as possible be got attested by one or more out of the persons who happens to be present at the time. If the magistrate is not available there and the statement is recorded by a doctor or police officer, anyone present at the time there should sign on the statement. Then such declaration is admissible in court when the cause of that person is the subject of inquiry. Like the dying declaration, they will take only if the death after the death, and they will take as evidence after the death only. And then the investigating police officer should not be present when the declaration is being made. So the person who is investigating this case should not be present on that place where the statement is taking. So these are the procedures uh, that has to taken care while doing the recording of the dying declaration. Fitness of the declarant should be examined, and it should be in a simple narrative form. Signature or thumb impression should be taken, and the opinion, if the magistrate is not available, the doctor or the police officer can take the uh, dying declaration statement, and it should be free and spontaneous without any prompting and suggestions. When the doctor or any police officer is taking the statement, then the any other witness should sign on the statement. So the investigating police officer should not be present when the declaration is being made. These are the main points to remember while recording a dying declaration. Next is dying deposition. Dying deposition means if a dying declaration is recorded by a magistrate and in the presence of the accused, who is given an opportunity to cross-examine the declarant, it is called a dying deposition. Means while taking the dying declaration, the person who is accused along with the magistrate will be present on that scene, and if the person is telling that this person is the culprit, and he did assault for me, or he tried to rape me, like that, the accused also get a chance to cross-examine the person, and he will give the opportunity to cross-examine the declarant, and this is called dying deposition, and it has a great value in court than dying declaration, and this is not prevalent in India. So this is about dying deposition. So declaration is enacted in section 32 of Indian Evidence Act, and it is the statement written or oral made by a person who is going to die, is about to die, then because of some unnatural or unlawful causes, and a person who is it's on ground that it's on basis that a person who is about to die will not lie, and the truth sits on the lips of a person who is about to die, and it's also called as letter mortem, and it means that words said before death. Then if the thing is the statement is incomplete, it is not admissible in court, and if more than one dying declaration is there, it should be read as one. And three forms of dying declaration: written form, verbal form, and gestures and sign form. Then recording, some points has to be remember while recording the dying declaration for getting proper evidence. Then dying deposition, along with the magistrate, the accused will get a opportunity to cross-examine the declarant. This is called dying deposition, but it's not relevant in India. So this is about dying declaration. If you have any doubts regarding this, ask me. Thank you.